It is time for Bird of the Week. Mainers love their birds, and so this summer we are showing you a different bird each Wednesday. Joining us live now is Lund with Maine Audubon, here to talk about a beloved diver, the common loon. Now, this first photo comes to us from Tina Richard on Chime In. I just love this photo of this little chick hitching a ride. And thank you so much, Tina, for sharing this photo. And joining us now is Nick to talk about this bird.
Yeah.
First of all, pretty common here in Maine.
Pretty common here, not so much common anywhere else in the 48, certainly. They're fairly common in Alaska, but in Maine, we're really lucky to have such a big population of these beautiful birds.
So right off the bat, I think the unique part about the loon is the piercing eye, nice
Yeah,
and red,
yeah.
And the pattern of it. Is there anything unique about the loon to say?
They just look fancy and great, you know. It's midsummer, and so this is when birds are looking their best. They're trying to impress mates and things. And loons, you know, they do it as well as anybody. I'm not going to pick the most beautiful bird in Maine, but loon is certainly up there with
Inching close.
It's getting there.
Well, so with this bird, there's something called the loon count that you guys are getting ready to do here this coming week. Is that weekend?
That's right. This Saturday, the 15th, is our 40th annual loon count. So Maine Audubon has organized thousands of Mainers to go out on lakes and ponds across the state every summer to count loons.
Why?
What we're trying to do is, you know, we know that we love loons, Mainers love loons, but we didn't 40 years ago know how they were doing. The population's going up or down. So what we do every summer is go out and count them to see how they're doing, figure out their threats, things like that.
So Nick, in the past years, have we counted a lot?
We've counted a lot. Loons are doing great thanks thanks to better water quality, thanks to a lot of different things that we're doing to protect them. And so the number of loons in southern Maine has about doubled over our count so far.
Now, let's talk about the loon. What kind of, it's not a duck? No, what
Nope,
is it?
not a duck. It's a diving bird. It's got really unusual features, and it's evolved to be really good at swimming underwater. It has solid bones. Most other birds have hollow bones, so they are light and can fly, but loons have solid bones so they can stay underwater better.
Wow.
Their legs are way at the back of their body, so they're like propellers to move around. They're really specialized for diving and are perfect at it.
I'm guessing that they eat fish.
They eat fish and almost nothing other than fish. Sometimes when they're little, they eat arthropods and things, but fish.
Very cool. Now, there have been some laws passed recently in the state to protect loons, specifically painted lures.
Yep.
Why is that? Why do we need to protect
Sure.
loons?
Loons eat fish, but they don't have forks and knives. They don't have teeth, so they need help chewing food. The way they do it is they swallow stones from the lake bottom, and they chew. I know, it sounds weird, but they chew them up in their gizzard. What happens accidentally is sometimes they'll swallow lead tackle that's fallen to the bottom of a lake, and that can give them lead poisoning, just like people can get lead poisoning. And so we are proud to have closed a loophole in existing law to outlaw or work to prohibit painted lead tackle. The paint doesn't do anything to keep it safe, and so we're working to keep loons safe.
And we just saw it a second ago in the video. There was some like nest that floats. Why is that? Is that where they nest out in the water?
So I mentioned that loons' legs are way in the back of their bodies. It means they can't walk very well, which means that when they want to nest, they can't go very far. They have to nest like right on the shore, which means that boats with big wakes can wash them out, or strong storms and things. And so Maine Audubon and others are working to make better nests, and sometimes that means putting floating platforms out for people to do that.
And we also have the call of the loon right now to send off this bird. If we want to play it right now, I want to hear it. It almost sounds like a howling wolf to me.
Yeah, you know, that sound means a lot to a lot of Mainers who are hearing loons on their lakes right now. That's actually the whale call that loons are giving to check in with others on the lake.
Oh.
It's sort of a communication thing.
Well, thank you for helping us check in on this bird.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you, Nick. It was great talking with you. And coming up next week, we'll be taking a look at the ruby-throated hummingbird. Nick will join us back here again to discuss the little mighty gem.